Welcome to the GCN Tech Clinic, a show that we go through all of your questions that you ask over the week and we try and answer them. Now, it has to be said, we haven't got Alex and Ollie here, so Connor and I are going to do our best efforts. Now, yes, he did ride the Giro d'Italia and the Vuelta. I rode for 15 years as a pro. So we hope we've got some added value that can help you with your questions.
Yeah, so kickstarting with No Whore, who sent this question in. The bike cleaning question. I'm only using dry lube for my chain because of the climate I ride in. When I'm washing my bike, should I be covering up my chain and taking it off to wash my bike? Or should I just clean the chain every time and reapply my dry lube? Seems like overkill. I wash my bike every 2 weeks and ride around 4 to 6 rides in those 2 weeks. So for this one, I'd say do a full wash every 2 weeks.
I would actually do the same as what I used to do. I used to degrease the chain and then re-lube it. At least you know you've got the right amount of lube on. And to be honest, your chain is quite a valuable part of your forward motion. So if you can keep that in tip-top condition, it's only going to help you save watts at the end of the day anyway.
Yeah, and it can be quite surprising the amount of dust and grit you pick up, and that's going to wear your components away quicker. So it is good to give them a good old clean, get that out and start again. Even if you're in a really dry climate, when your bike stays relatively clean, it does pick that all up.
Yeah,
so yeah, 100%. I'd give it a full wash, reapply.
We've got one in from 1UK3H. I've made the switch to hot melt wax on my sun bike. Do I need to remove the chain each time I wash my bike? Thanks in advance. I would say you don't have to, because actually wax can take a lot of the
it's water resistant.
So, but unless you're using, I guess, a pressure washer, that's wash that away.
Yeah, I just wouldn't use the pressure washer. Just keep that away from it and wash the rest of the bike. Be conscious of the chain, and then if it is particularly wet after a ride or a wash, make sure you give it a towel kind of dry, just to prevent any surface rust as well.
Yeah.
This one's from Stuart Freeman 6854. To switch from 25 to 28mm tyres. I love the extra comfort, by the way.
Yeah,
I carry a 25mm tube as a bailout option. Will the tube burst in the large diameter tyre? Am I worrying for nothing?
I think you're worrying for nothing.
Yeah,
you can definitely use a 25mm optimized tyre, and I think you'll be absolutely fine. I do 100% agree with you. 28mm tyres are so much better than the 25s.
Yeah, and 32mm are even better than 28s. Sorry.
Oh, there you go.
Anyway,
we've got one from Alk Femmer. Dear Ollie and Ashton. I'm sorry, you've got who's Ashton?
Who is Ashton?
I think they mean Alex. I plan a 6-day road trip with a friend. I have a gravel bike and currently Schwalbe G1 RS 40mm on my carbon rims. I also have a GP 5000 32mm lying around, which I'm considering putting on for only this road trip. However, I'm too lazy to swap them since they're tubeless setup. Do I have a huge disadvantage over 600 kilometers road with my 40mm? Thanks and love you.
So I think Ollie and Alex would tell you to change your tyres.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to tell you to change your tyres, because I'm presuming it's a 6-day trip, you're bike packing, you've got a lot of weight on the bike, and you're probably taking it nice and easy. So
rolling resistance isn't going to be huge.
It's not going to be huge. And I think the comfort is going to increase so much more by having that extra volume. So actually, I'd say keep the 40s on as your main prerogative. And especially if you're doing it on your gravel bikes, you're probably going a bit off-road or some light gravel trails. Even if you're not, you've got the option there if you want to head down a bike path if you didn't realise it's going to be a bit rough.
I kind of agree, but yeah, I know what Alex and Ollie would say. They'll go efficiency, rolling resistance over anything else. But
Comfort.
But there's more to life.
Enjoy a few coffees along the way and take it easy.
The Herminator comes... any tips on putting your bike in a car without bike rack? How to prevent damage? I would say... rags are most important. I always leave some blankets in the car to wrap up the bike just to make sure that there's no damage.
Yeah.
But every car is slightly different.
It is, yeah.
And you've got to work out the way best to fit it, right?
I think the best shout for me always is to take the wheels out and rag or these packing blankets, which are really good because they're quite strong and quite big. Make sure that's fully wrapped around the back of the bike and then also wrapped around the wheels. And nothing's rubbing or touching any metal parts or touching, even a little bit, because over the course of your drive, all those vibrations, it's so easy for that to cause some quite serious damage.
And the other thing I would say is if you're traveling for a longer distance, taking the pedals off does make the bike a lot flatter and it stops it from rocking.
Yeah. Plus, get some wedges in those disc brakes.
Yeah.
Make sure that levers are pulled through the journey, because that is a pain in the bottom.
Yeah.
Get to the side and you can't get your wheel in.
Let us know your thoughts with that advice, and yeah, hopefully the community can even get better at packing their bikes and cars. Man Myth the Legend. Hello, I am in the midst of building my first road bike and have most of the components except the group set. I decided to get an older frame model from 2014 and was wondering if it would be able to handle a modern mechanical group set.
I'm going to say yes on this one. It's hard to say without knowing the specific frame you've got and the specific group set you're thinking of putting on it. But I think the main thing to check is the bottom bracket compatibility
100%.
and the crankset compatibility with that. I think if that's going to work, then I can't really see any reason why it wouldn't, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd back that. I think those are the key options, isn't it? Is like working out the bottom bracket, as long as the crankset can get attached to that bike, then
you'll be right,
you're on your way.
Though, from those years.
Right, I hope that helps. Make sure if you have a burning question you want to ask it, all you need to do is hashtag AskGCN under the this video or another video, and we hope to bring them to the show so we can help you with your bikes.
Thanks for watching, everyone.